Hey guys, it's Hannah and I'm here today with my husband Trevor and we are doing our April wrap-up. So we thought we would go ahead and go into what we read for this month. If you guys watched, we did our Avengers April TBR at the beginning of the month and I miserably failed. Trevor actually was good and kept track about what he read for what category, and I just like ignored my categories pretty much and didn't have a very good reading month. So let's get it on into it.
My first category was Captain Marvel, Thunderhead. I'm still currently reading it. I kind of fell behind with that because I was reading plenty of other things. My second one was Ant-Man, tiny but packs a punch. I did Assassin's Apprentice. I listened to it on audiobook. It was actually really, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. About a nameless boy who is a bastard son of a prince, and he ends up, long story short, he ends up as an assassin, and this is his tale.
So I read a lot of comic books this month.
So you definitely hit the Stan Lee challenge.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to do a quick wrap up of my normal stats that I usually do. So this month I read 1,722 pages. I read 8 books total. I read 946 romance pages and 776 graphic novel pages. My average star rating went from a 3.84 to a 3.80, which you know means that I had a kind of a bad month because it's pretty hard to drop ratings that fast after you read so many. So first one I read is The Despicable Deadpool, and we both actually read this one, so I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars. What did you rate this one?
I did 4 just because of the humor. The storyline wasn't as good as other Deadpools, but it's Deadpool. I love it.
So this follows Deadpool and Cable, which is great for the upcoming movie. However, if you've been on my channel for a little bit, you know that time travel is a very sensitive topic for me, and it irks me. There's too many things that can go wrong with time travel. So Cable has never been my favorite character.
I'd say time traveling is literally what Cable does.
I know, but
that is his thing.
So that's why I'm still giving it a 3, because it's like, you go into it, you should know. And it's still Deadpool. I love the Deadpool's aspect. We get to see different versions of Cable in this, and I enjoyed the humor and I enjoyed the way that they play off each other. But I don't like the time travel aspect of it, and I think it's too convenient, and I have issues with it. So we both read this one this month.
Next was The Hulk, an intimidating book. I mean, it wasn't really intimidating. I just been wanting to get to it forever. Darker Shade of Magic. I actually really liked it. I did 4.5 stars out of 5. It was really good. Didn't exactly go how I thought it was going to, which I like. Magic is prevalent in all universes. There's basically takes place in 3 parallel universes: White London, Red London, and Grey London. And magic has a different role in each of them. And there are only 2 people that can actually travel between the Londons. And this is a story following one of those characters. His name is Kel, and yeah, really good book.
See, now this type of, so would you still count this as with parallel universes as time travel then?
No.
Really?
No, because he's not moving forward or backwards in time. It's the same time,
I
just
guess.
in a different universe.
I guess, but
it's moving sideways, not forward or back.
It's still in that like wishy-washy, like too many things can happen that will affect everything else type of thing. But this I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with parallel universes. It's just not time travel. That's what bothers me with those 2. Next up, I read SpiderMan Deadpool. This is volume 3. I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars, and boy did this one get weird. So this is all, I love the Spider-Man Deadpool dynamic. They're one of my favorite team-ups of all time. I love that they play off each other. The humor is great. However, what I didn't like about this is that Spider-Man is the darker character in this episode, and it's kind of Deadpool trying to reel him back in, which is an interesting dynamic, but it throws it off a little bit. It throws off the dynamics of how they play off of each other.
No spoilers, I haven't read it yet.
It's not spoiler. It's just the storyline. And then this woman that is actually a spider, so this is her shirt, is obsessed with Spider-Man and Deadpool. And she loves them. And it turns real sexual real fast and real weird, because this isn't a spoiler, but she refers to Spider-Man and Deadpool as daddies. And like Deadpool is dead daddy. And it just turns weird real fast, and it just is a fast spiral down, and I'm like, what am I reading? So 3 out of 5 stars for this, because still good. I didn't like the darker aspect of Spider-Man, and the whole premise of like the sexualization in this, it was too weird for me. Too weird.
Next was Black Widow's Challenge. I read Nevernight. Fantastic book, 5 out of 5 stars. I also went in and read God's Grave right after. If I could give it 6 stars out of 5, I would, because it was that good. It started out strong, stayed strong, and finished stronger. It's about a school of assassins. The main character, Mia, she is obviously she's a training assassin. She wants to be the best. She has a huge vendetta against certain characters that have a prevalent impact on her life. And the second one is even better. Read it. Do it. Now. Basically, it's a school of assassins that it's kind of like Harry Potter, but it's a school like Harry Potter except for assassins. And it's a revenge tale. Yes. Very, very vengeful. Next up, I read Shadow Kiss from the Vampire Academies. This is the third one. And the fourth one is Blood Promise. These, if you guys haven't read them, I can't tell you to recommend them enough. Go read Vampire Academy. It's great. It makes me so happy that I've got other people reading them right now and that they're realizing how great they actually are. Vampire Academy is about 3 types of vampires. One is complete vampire, that's called Moroi. There is also Strigoi, which is the evil undead vampires, and then there is Vampires, which is half vampire, half human, and they protect the Moroi. And all of it is great. It also has a boarding school vibe because there is a boarding school in here for vampires, and all of it's great. There's also magic in here, and it's great. There's also politics because obviously there's royalty in here too. I rated this a 5 out of 5 stars and a 4 out of 5 stars, and I don't want to do any spoilers, but this would be my favorite book until the ending, and then the character developments kind of waver for me, so I don't like that. But I absolutely love Shadow Kiss. This one is probably my favorite book out of the series. At least so far, anyway. At least so far. You still have 2 more books. Last is the Avengers Squad Goals one. I read Mistborn again. And then I also read Well of Ascension, which is book 2. Mistborn is one of my favorite series by Brandon Sanderson. He's a phenomenal writer. This takes place in an alternate planet type thing. All of Brandon Sanderson's books are connected in some subtle way, shape, or form. And this is no different. This one has a magic system where they use and burn metals inside them. They ingest them, and each different metal gives them a specific power. There are Mistings who can only use one metal, and then there are Mistborn who can use all metals. And the main character is obviously a Mistborn, hence the title, Mistborn. And it's a lot like Ocean's 11, where they're planning a big job and how they go about doing that. 10 out of 5 stars, go get it. And my last 3 that I read were Giant Days Volume 1, 2, and 3. These are highly talked about on BookTube, and I've never picked them up. I didn't really know what they were about before I went into them. I just knew that they were highly raved about on BookTube, and I thought I would jump in. So I rated Volume 1 4 stars, Volume 2 4 stars, and Volume 3 3 stars. And what I liked about this is it does feature all 3 main characters are girls living together in college, and it's about them figuring things out for themselves. So there is like a darker emo chick in here who's like figuring out how to do college. There is the nerdy sweet girl who is finding things about herself as well, and there's kind of this cynical character who falls in love. And all of them, they're so entertaining, and the characters are so likable that makes you want to come back. However, I didn't rate them 5 out of 5 stars because there's not a super ton going on, and especially when you read a lot of Marvel comics, action needs to be prevalent. So comparing any of your graphic novels to things that are more, I would almost say like contemporary graphic novels, it does skew my rating system a little bit, and I don't think they quite deserve 5 out of 5 stars like some of my action-packed comics. So I really enjoy these. If you want a fun, fast-paced read, I'd highly recommend picking these up, and they're definitely like contemporary, fluffy graphic novels, but still really entertaining because you still get drawn in with the characters. So I think it's a really well done novel. I just don't
think that they're on par with some of my action-packed comics. So that is all for our April reading month, and I will see you guys in my next video. Let me know down below what you read this month, and if you read any of these, if you plan on picking up anything that we've suggested. And we will talk to you in our next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!